attack the basket. Nice finish inside. He also can knock it down from three-point shot. He's a terrific player.
Team high 38 minutes last night for Deshaun Taylor. On the other side for George Mason, they've got a freshman forward and a junior guard, Gonar Marr and Otis Livingston, kind of a two-headed beast we talk about tonight.
Terrific players. Gonar Marr is averaging 15 points a game. It's the most by any freshman at George Mason in 20 years. Terrific guy. He had 17 points last night, 9 for 9 from the foul line. A young man, his parents were born in Sudan. They came to the States in 1990s, late 1990s. Terrific player. And Otis Livingston II started every game at George Mason since he was a freshman. He's a junior now. Tremendous three-point shooter. Shoots 48% from three-point land. He's the all-time leader in free throw percentage at George Mason with 84%. He also is very active in the church, both at school and at home in New Jersey.
Marr and Livingston went to the line 19 times last night, hit 18 of those. They'll need a bunch tonight, taking on Fresno State. George Mason, that's next.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Triple Crown Sports. Destination locations, signature memories, professional staff. And by Hard Rock Hotel Riviera Maya, an all-inclusive experience.
Teams on the floor. Fresno State Bulldogs put out these 5 starters tonight. And Coach, I know you like Bryson Williams.
Terrific young player, most improved player on Fresno State's team. He's terrific. Double-double last night, 11 points, 11 rebounds.
For George Mason, their starters look like that, and a junior guard, Jair Grayer, one of their strong points.
Jair Grayer is a terrific player, can knock it down from 3, can attack the basket. He's really a very, very talented junior.
There they are, the 10 on the floor, 5 for George Mason in the white uniforms, and 5 for Fresno State in the black uniforms. Underway we go. Fresno State first possession of this third-place game of the Cancun Challenge.
George Mason comes out man-to-man. They play most of the time.
Ian Boyd worked around. Nice pass. Fresno State gets a nice dish from Ray Bowles Jr., and the first points go to Bryson Williams.
Good execution that time by Fresno State. They double the post, and he Found a man inside.
Fresno State had 11 assists last night on 22 baskets. They get a sweet dish down low on their first possession of the game. Shot clock burning down now to 5. Ian Boyd kicks it out. Good extra look. Missed the shot before the buzzer went off on that shot clock. Justin Kier, the sophomore from Virginia, the homeland of Pete Gillen.
Yeah, great state. Justin Kier is an excellent young player.
Ball bounces around in the paint. We saw some turnover troubles last night. Get one on the second possession for Fresno State. Boyd against Bittner. Got him up in the air. Good take by Boyd. Couldn't finish the shot. Fresno State has the board.
He's very good at attacking the rim. That's what he does best. Just couldn't finish.
Ian Boyd, that sophomore guard who took it in that time, didn't get it done on the other side. Go deep and add 3 for Deshaun Taylor.
Deshaun Taylor, an interesting fact that he told his teammates, his coaches, hey, it's my fault we lost last night. I messed up, all right? We would have won if I would have played better. He had a good game. He scored 12 points, 5 steals, 5 assists. That's the type of leader he is. So I think he's going to have a big game tonight. Deshaun Taylor.
That 3 from Deshaun Taylor answered by Jair Grayer for George Mason. It's 5-3 Fresno State with the ball and the lead. Found himself open, so why not take a crack at it? Bryson Williams missed the shot. Another deep ball, and that's down. George Mason gets a couple of threes from Jair Grayer. He's got all 6 of the points. Inside, another shot miss for Bryson Williams. Had a couple looks at it. Marr was staying near him. A little ball handling problem, and now sideline contact. Out of bounds it went, and it'll be George Mason's basketball. Fresno State trying to get a W here in Mexico. A couple of keys for their win.
Got to knock down free throws. They really struggled from the line last night, and control the paint. Get the ball inside, drive.
5 of 14 last night from the line. For George Mason, they need these things.
Get hot from three-point land. They were really cold last night, and gang rebound for the Patriots. They got a rebound. Fresno State's bigger and stronger.
Hot from three-point land. Well, not a bad start for George Mason. They've shot 3 threes, made 2 of them, both by Jair Grayer. Part of the formula, winning formula, as you take a look at George Mason's head coach, Dave Paulson, 3rd season at the helm for the Patriots, 24 seasons overall, and that great run at Bucknell, a 7-year tenure there, and a couple of NCAA tournaments. Dave Paulson with his staff, Dane Fisher, Aaron Kelly, Dwayne Simpkins. Commendation to all of those coaches on their effort with the squad and getting them down here to Cancun. Ball up and in. There you said it. Ian Boyd, the guy who likes to get inside and put bodies together.
He's like a bull in a china shop. He attacks the basket. He's a football player, quarterback in high school, as well as a wide receiver. He was offered scholarship to Virginia Tech for football and East Carolina, 2 very good football schools. One to play basketball.
I sure wish Ian had some opportunities. Wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah.
That's a kid who's made some things happen for himself in his young life. Inside we go, and that ball's going down. Uno for Fresno State. More Deshaun Taylor.
Deshaun Taylor here now. What he does best is attack the basket. Nice move. Nice finish with the left hand. Chance for a 3-point play.
Back to the free throw line we go. Last night for Deshaun Taylor, he hit all 3 of his tries. They all came with just seconds remaining after he was fouled on a 3-point try. 3 of 3 was Deshaun Taylor last night. He just missed this one. The team was 5 of 14 from the stripe last night, and that was a key to coming up 2 points short.
Big difference. They shot better from three-point land than they did from the free throw line. So it's a big reason that Fresno State got beat. They didn't make their free throws.
Here's Gonar Marr, 0 who handled it. He kicked it back out and nicely gave it away to the other guy who Coach talked about pregame, Otis Livingston II.
Terrific player. Started every game in his career at George Mason. He's a junior now.
Hanging and not going down, but another foul here.
Here's a floater that all guys need. Gonar Marr penetrates. Otis Livingston II. Nice finish inside. It's a tough shot, but it's an important shot because it's a quick shot. Big guys come up to block shots. That floater or that leaner is quicker than coming to a stop and shooting that mid-range pull-up.
Ray Bowles Jr. to the free throw line. We had an and one free throw missed a moment ago for Fresno State. This will be the second and third free throw tries of the night for the Bulldogs. First one is good, and Bowles will have another. For George Mason, they've got a sub coming in. That's Greg Calixt, the freshman forward out of Mount Vernon, New York. Greg Calixt is on the low right blocks wearing number 33. And there's Rodney Terry, 7th season overall as coach at Fresno State. His staff, Jerry Wainwright, Byron Jones, Nick Matson, acknowledge the staff. And Coach, you coached for 30 years, 10 of those as an assistant. You know, gotta love those assistants. They do a lot of the big work, the key work.
Great staff. Jerry Wainwright, I've known for over 20 years. He's their Secretary of Defense. He's in charge of defending the other team right now.
Well, the free throws not starting well for Fresno State. They're 1 of 3 from the line. This ball is denied and tracked down by Justin Kyer. He had some pressure over there. 6 seconds. Boyd pulls up, shoots, too strong.
And last year, Fresno State was last in the Mountain West, 11th out of 11 teams in free throw shooting. So right now, they have not improved that problem from last season.
Sean Taylor got a little contact. He might have sold that. We'll take a look on the other side of this timeout. We're going to have some free throws coming up 3 times for Deshaun Taylor early on, third place game, Cancun Challenge. George Mason up 10-8 with 15:32 to go, first half of the Cancun Challenge third place game. Hola, niños. Kids bust in from all around the Riviera Maya, get a chance to come and enjoy. They get a T-shirt, they get some food, they get some basketball. Earlier today, the Mayan division of the Cancun Challenge wrapped up. Congratulations to Montana State. They sit as champions. The Bobcats take out SEMO, Southeast Missouri, 88-82 in an exciting game, high-scoring affair. Binghamton, Cal State, Northridge, the other teams, CSUN, the other group of teams that were represented in that 4-team Mayan division. Those teams all play road games domestically. They play 2 games against our 4 Riviera division teams, and then they cap off by all coming down here playing a 4-team bracket, semifinals and champs. So that's how the Mayan division bracket played out. And again, congratulations to Montana State. The Bobcats get it done 88-82 in the championship earlier today.
Montana State's going to be one of the best teams in the Big Sky this season, so congratulations to them. A nice step forward for the Bobcats.
Deshaun Taylor was fouled shooting a 3 right before our timeout. The foul was called against Otis Livingston. And Deshaun Taylor, he sold it a little bit. He shot, and he kind of kicked his leg out.
They do that.
Livingston thought the contact was actually initiated by Taylor, but here he is shooting 3 free throws.
That's what Reggie Miller did when he played for the Indiana Pacers. He used to shoot it and kick his leg out, get knocked over, and get free throws. So.
How about Deshaun Taylor? He had an and one free throw earlier. He missed it. But that's the second time in Cancun. Did it once last night, did it once tonight. Fouled on a 3-try, hits all 3 free throws.
Yep.
And other than those 6 free throws he's put down, his team's been terrible from the line. I guess you got to get fouled shooting 3. That's the way to get to the line and get successful.
No, that's the problem with Fresno State. Is that they're a terrific team, but they got to improve from the free throw line.
Big man Terrell Carter, the second, has checked in. He's playing defense, number 34 in black for Fresno State, and also in Jamel Taylor, a senior guard. Jamel's out there wearing number 5, and the Sport Specs out there on the left wing. Those 2 guys just came in. Foul is charged to Sam Bittner, a junior forward out of Las Vegas. Bittner picks up the foul. And George Mason, they've committed 3 fouls. Fresno State now 2 fouls, inbounding the Patriots. They've got 15 seconds on their shot clock. Jumper no good for Otis Livingston. Fresno State on the move.
How do you go inside to the big guy, Carter? Get him the basketball. I don't think they can guard him inside. He's too big and strong.
He's working for it. Greg Calixt was guarding him, and a lot of hand play and arm checking going on in there. And that foul looks like it is going against Greg Calixt. Trying to fend off the big man, as coach suggested, trying to establish position, get a dump-in pass to work with.
You can hurt him. He's big and strong. Got a terrific touch inside.
4th foul committed by George Mason, and that's not something they can get into. They can't be tacking fouls up here. Bowles drives and scores. Take it to the left side. (13-10) Fresno State.
George Mason now should swing the ball quickly and drive it. Try to get to the free throw line. I think going on Mark can penetrate against Terrell Carter, the big fella.
There's Marr. He'll fade on that, missed the shot, and the rebound tipped out of bounds with 7 seconds on the shot clock. That did hit the rim, by the way, and it's going to go the other direction. Rebounding, Fresno State 6 and George Mason 4 in the early stages, getting the boards established. A couple of subs for George Mason. They're going to send in A.J. Wilson, who is a redshirt freshman forward. Also on the floor, Javon Green, a freshman guard. Hopkins, a couple of defenders around him. Hopkins was fouled as he shot the basketball. Jerron Hopkins, Fresno State. This will be their 7th free throw attempt with 14:04 to go in the first half. Hard Rock Hotel Riviera Maya, the all-inclusive host of the Cancun Challenge. Enjoy a rock star getaway with lavish rooms, world-class dining, and stunning tropical views. Start your all-inclusive experience at hrhrivieramaya.com. Second free throw better for Jerron Hopkins.
Right now, Fresno State full court pressure because they're deeper and more athletic than this young George Mason team. George Mason only has 8 scholarship players available right now. No senior scholarship guys, so a young team and not a very deep team.
Marr accelerates around Carter and traveled, gave it away. Turnover for George Mason is their first of the game. 1 committed also by Fresno State. Coach, playing a third place game tonight. You got Rodney Terry coaching up Fresno State. You got Dave Paulson heading up George Mason. What's the discussion pregame? What's the sort of the philosophy behind a game like this?
Well, hey, we came here to win a game. Cancun's beautiful, but we're not here just for a vacation. Let's win a game. Trying to build our resume for postseason play. Jamel Taylor shot 45% from three-point land. 3rd best, all right, 4th best in the country. He's a terrific deep three-point shooter.
Fresno State only scored 28 points in the first half last night against Evansville. They've got 17 points with 13 minutes and change to go in the first half. Offense working better.
They reverse the basketball. They swing it. Jamel Taylor's way downtown. Bang. Tremendous deep three-point shooter, catch-and-shoot guy. Shot 45% from three-point land, which is fabulous last season.
George Mason's going to take a timeout. They're down by 7 with 13-17 to go in the first half from the Hard Rock Hotel Riviera Maya. This is the third place contest of the Cancun Challenge. Fresno State on a 10-0 run, taking a 17-10 lead over George Mason. They haven't scored, the Patriots, in over 3 minutes. A little drought here in the humid tropical region.
When you have droughts, Thad, what you do is swing the ball side to side, move the defense, and put your head down and drive it. Penetrate off the bounce. That's what you got to do. You got a wide open shot, you take it, but if not, you drive the basketball.
The Patriots will have to play defense first before a chance to break that drought. Can they stop the Bulldogs? No. Jerron Hopkins.
I think the Bulldogs came out with a chip on their shoulder. They lost a tough game last night to a very good Evansville team, and hey, we got to win this one. 12-0 run right now for Fresno State.
Well, George Mason, they've not scored in about 4 minutes of clock time, and you can kind of see why. They look indecisive. They've got the ball way too far from the basket. Not much happening on the offense, and that's partially credit to Fresno State, not partially, a lot of it credit to Fresno State in that defensive effort.
Yep.
Part of that chip on the shoulder. And they're playing some D, not only playing some offense.
Exactly. They're focused now. And once again, hit it on the head. Give credit to Fresno State's defense. But now Otis Livingston in second. He's got to take over.
He hangs with 1 second showing on the shot clock. Livingston got it down. We got bodies clanging around under the basket. Livingston scores. For Fresno State, number 3, Johnny McWilliams checked in. He's got the ball right now. George Mason sent back in Jair Guerrero on the last stop. There's McWilliams, dribbles across the top.
McWilliams hit 2 big threes last night for Fresno State.
Well, Carter tried to do too many things. He could have gone right to the rim and instead got overly creative with the feet, traveled.
Yeah. He can hurt him inside. Just took one little step. Good call by the officials.
So you're 290 pounds. That's a turn of shoulder, drop the shoulder down, go straight to the rim, right?
Exactly, yeah. Just go to the hoop.
Love the fact he's got some moves. I mean, he's a guy who moves well for an almost 300-pound interior player.
He's a good player. Got soft hands, excellent touch. He's a very good player.
Marr. Oof. Had it down, popped back out. And struggles continue offensively for George Mason. They didn't get any help right there. They're down by 7.
Well, I think anytime you can play with older guards in college basketball and professional basketball for that matter, they really make you go. And their experience, and having gone through some tough battles already, being battle tested always helps your team down the stretch.
Bulldogs backcourt, senior, junior. Those are the propellers for the Bulldogs.
Terrific perimeter game. See, all three now this season are scoring in double figures. They all scored in double figures last season. Deshaun Taylor was second team All Mountain West Conference last year. So a great backcourt, and guards the most important thing. I mean, I love guards, Dad. I love bodyguards. I love security guards. I love lifeguards. But I really like talented perimeter guards. That's a broad view of the value of guards. I love guards. And you were a guard yourself, right? I was a guard, yes. In your and you need lifeguards here in Cancun around the water. Yeah. In your meteoric basketball career, you were a guard. I fizzled quick. You developed an appreciation early on. Free throw, no good. There's a whistle and a lane violation, and Jamel Taylor was disappointed in himself, frustrated. He's going to get a do-over on that. 7 fouls committed by George Mason with just under 12 minutes to go. Fresno State can live at the free throw line. In fact, they've sort of been doing that in the first half already. That's the 9th free throw try. And Jamel Taylor on a single bonus missed and then got a do-over and missed again. Last night, we mentioned before, they were 5 for 14 from the free throw line, which is 36%. They shot better from three-point land, 8 for 20, 40% than they did from 15 feet away at the foul line. George Mason has not shot a free throw yet. Only 2 fouls committed by Fresno State. 9 seconds on the Patriots shot clock. Ian Boyd. 4 seconds now. Over everybody. Good angle. Nice finish and an important basket. Jair Grayer. George Mason needs to stick around here in some danger zone. No question. Gray is a tremendous player, so he's got to step up big tonight for them to win. I go inside to the big guy. Get the ball to Terrell Carter, the big guy inside for Fresno State. Try it over the top with Bowles, and that's off. You got to push it if you're George Mason. Push the ball. There it is. Take it into the glass, draw a foul. This will be the first free throws of the night for the Patriots. First free throw, no good. One more coming. Friday, we've got a doubleheader of college football on CBS Sports Network. Kick things off with some action as Northern Illinois visits Central Michigan at noon Eastern, followed by a Mountain West matchup, New Mexico and San Diego State, right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Well, Patriots didn't do any better. A couple of free throws missed. Nice look inside from Taylor to Bowles. Combination ends up with 2 points and a 21-14 lead. Terrific pass. Just keep going into the paint. If you're Fresno State, go inside, drive the ball, throw it inside. You're too big and physical right now for George Mason, which is a very young team. Grayer got rid of it and got hung up in the air then. Did Greg Kalixt. Out it goes. George Mason's going to keep possession. 9 seconds to shoot. We see nice give and go. Nice slip on the screen. Bowles with the finish. Terrific entry pass by the Bulldogs. Earlier, Ray Bowles, he set up 2 assists. Helped teammates get buckets there. He's assisted for his second field goal. 5 points for Bowles. Transfer from the University of Pacific. This ball is being volleyballed around to midcourt. Now Jamel Taylor banged into another foul committed by George Mason. That's 8 fouls with over 10 minutes left to go in the first half. Yep, it's a team that cannot afford foul trouble. Only 8 scholarship players, as we mentioned before. No scholarship seniors, so they got to be careful. When that happens, Dad, sometimes you got to play a little zone. I know Coach Dave Paulson's a fabulous coach, but sometimes to protect you guys, you might have to play a little zone. Second foul committed by Otis Livingston. The kids who were bussed in here, part of the Keeping Kids in School program, a great partnership down here on the Riviera Maya.
They're all stomping their feet in these metal bleachers, making some noise. And Jamel Taylor's struggling from the free throw line, a good shooter.
Unbelievable. Deja vu, vu, vu. We've seen it before. Halfway down. I think it's mental right now, Fed. You know, they don't want to go up there.
Grayer, Wilson, and Livingston all with 2 fouls for George Mason. Deep look, too strong back iron, kicks way out to Jamel Taylor. Up come the Bulldogs. Bowles wide open, and he'll cash it in. That's 8 points now for Ray Bowles.
Nice reversal. Swung the ball, and Bowles was wide open and nailed it.
Bowles played 8 minutes last night, scored. Oh, that's not true. I'm looking at a different spot on the stat chart. I was thinking he was in a lot more than that. Bowles is getting good looks after setting up the offense early with assists. Now he's the scoring machine. Going to stay here on the rebound.
Fresno now gets the ball, pushes it ahead. They swing it now in transition, swinging around. The defense collapses. Bowles is wide open, knocked it down. The defense all converged on the ball. Nice reversal. Bowles with the triple.
Bowles 25 minutes last night, but 4 points. That's what I was reflecting on. He's already doubled his point output from last night. Took 5 shots last night, did Ray Bowles. Went 2 for 5. He's 3 for 4 from the floor right now, including a 3. 11 minutes logged. That's a team high for Bowles. He's been out there the entire time. Ian Boyd, nice step in. Good delivery from Livingston. In rhythm. Boyd knocks it down.
Needed that one.
George Mason bench calling out a defense. Trying to
We
stop
see it.
this
A
Bulldogs
zone,
offense.
Fed. A little bit of a zone, which I like. Make them beat you from the perimeter.
And they did it. Deshaun Taylor over the top of that zone.
He's going to have a big, big game. He took it upon himself. He said, hey, I cost us the game, which he did. He had 12 points. He only shot 4 for 15, so he took the blame after the loss to Evansville, so he's really focused. He's committed to, hey, let's turn this around, let's win tonight.
Speed drive by Justin Kier, and that's a couple times now we've seen George Mason do what it looks like they're going to need to do. The fouls are piling up against the Patriots. Take it to the Bulldogs a little bit. Pretty good decision by Kier to go at it.
Got to do that. If you're not making it from the outside, you got to attack the rim, or you throw it to a big guy who can score inside or drive the ball. And George Mason does not have a big guy who consistently can score inside, so they got to drive the basketball.
10-point lead for Fresno State. 5th foul committed by the Bulldogs was charged to Jamel Taylor, his first foul. Sam Bittner has 2 fouls for Fresno State, the only player with more than 1 right now for the Bulldogs. There's a good visit to the stripe from Kier. Back to single digits, the deficit for the defense playing Patriots.
Staying in the zone. Matchup zone, trying to match up with a guy in your area.
Nice kick out, Jamel Taylor. Quick launch, no good. Kier, flat-footed rebound, way down court to Marr. Boyd, 3, short, and Jamel Taylor's there for the rebound. Taylor's going to push. Bowles, nice look across the lane. Missed the first finish, got the second one. Self-serve, rebound and a basket, Bryson Williams.
I love Bryson Williams. He's only a sophomore, really improved from last season. Whatever the coaches do, he's like a sponge. Terrific young sophomore.
Springy. That's way off the mark. 3 try from Grayer. 29-19, Fresno State. Good chunk of the basketball from Gonar Marr. He alters the shot, blocks the shot. And that is an offensive call. Offensive foul stops us with a 10-point lead for Fresno State.
Fresno State last night was 8 for 20, 40%. Right now, they swing the ball. Deshaun Taylor from way downtown, bang. 4 for 6 from three-point land.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the Half.
Marty, you got the stats? Is he working? Matt? Is this it?
Looks like this one here.
Oh, that one? Okay. Six.
Championship game coming up next on CBS Sports Network, and we get a chance again to watch a talent, Ryan Taylor.
Shot at the end, off balance, nice finish. It's a game winner. Another angle without great through. Ryan Taylor wins the game for the Purple Aces. He shot in the last 2 seconds.
Evansville, Louisiana Tech featured in the championship game of the 10th Cancun Challenge. The 10th champion will be one of those two teams. We'll see what happens next up on CBS Sports Network.
There we see Ryan Taylor, 21 points last night, 9 for 19, 3 for 4 from downtown. The game-winning shot at the end. Tremendous play. He's only a junior, one of the best players in the country that a lot of people don't know about. Stick around, you're going to enjoy watching him play.
8 seconds left on the second half clock when Taylor knocked that down, and Fresno State had a shot before the buzzer from 3 that was off the mark. Chance to win it. And Evansville survived. Purple Aces now 5-0. They'll face Louisiana Tech 4-0 on the young season.
Staying in his zone.
Zone beater way downtown. Taylor, good rebound. McWilliams bangs in and then followed again. Another offensive rebound basket. Bryson Williams.
Points in the paint, pounding the glass. Got a gang rebound if you're George Mason. Can't give him 2 and 3 shots. Too small.
Gonar Marr finds himself at the seam. Big contact. And they're calling that against Marr. Bowles went up with him, and Marr the foul.
Whoever controls the boards controls the game. Right now, nice rebound with Johnny McWilliams. Missed shot. Bryson Williams with the finish.
Rebounding.
Adolph Rupp said that. He said that whoever controls the boards controls the game. Right now, Fresno State's controlling the boards, and they're controlling the game with a 12-point lead.
14-9, the rebounding advantage for Fresno State. Points in the paint, 14-6 Bulldogs. And the dozen-point cushion still there. Going to extend on that? Nope. Shot missed by Johnny McWilliams. Nice follow by Marr after a backboard slap. Marr flies through and finishes. Needed a rebound, needed a basket, got both of those.
George Mason staying in their matchup zone. Trying to get a guy in the area, just packing it in because they're worried about foul trouble.
There it is, Jamel Taylor. He's just keeps stepping it deeper and deeper and knocks it down.
It's a 4-point shot. You got to play him if you're in a zone. You got to play Jamel Taylor, one of the best 3-point shooters in the country last season. And it's a senior year, so he wants to go out with a bang.
Livingston works his way to space and knocks down a deep shot. Otis Livingston, tres puntos.
Otis Livingston in a second. He's shooting 48% from downtown. Very talented junior point guard.
Yeah, they're extending out to Jamel Taylor now.
They better.
3-4 steps past the line to the corner. McWilliams bounce it inside. Williams, and he did it. Right, Bryson Williams heating up. He's got 8 points in the game, 4 of 9 shooting. He's got 5 rebounds.
He's really a hard worker, Thad. All summer, worked with the coaches when they could be on the court with him, and very unselfish. He's like a sponge, so he's going to be a great player for the Bulldogs.
3 try off the mark for A.J. Wilson. Redshirt freshman forward from Laurel, Maryland, missed the stroke. Jamel Taylor steps it back. Boy, Taylor's got an absolute green light right now.
No question. Feels like leather. It's going up.
Back and forth we go.
That is to Fresno State's advantage because they're quicker, they're more athletic, they're deeper. So better the pace, the quicker the pace, the better it is for Fresno State.
Sam Bittner is going to check back in on the next whistle. He's got those 2 fouls. Got a couple of Bulldogs waiting to get back in this one. Looks like Jerron Hopkins is over there with him. Corner, McWilliams, no good. Out of bounds, it bounces, and it's going to stay on that end of the floor with Fresno State. Bulldogs, we're indicated with the basketball. We'll see what we get when we come back. Still a 12-point lead, Bulldogs. Fresno State's 36 points with 3:55 to go first half. They've knocked down 15 of those points from the three-point line.
Sean Taylor coming off a ball screen, got some space, nailed it. Reversal, nice reversal. Jamel Taylor, one of the best three-point shooters in the country, has space. Bowles, got plenty of time. The defense is collapsing. Jamel Taylor, bang, 5 for 11, 45%. Last night they were 8 for 20, which is 40%. They're even better tonight. They had 45%. 8 for 20. Look, we got a great crew. We flew them in from all over. Omaha, Denver, California, every place. Colorado Springs.
Those production people?
Yeah, we got them all.
Oh, they're fantastic. Who needs all-inclusive when you have this crew?
We got a great crew.
I wish we could cook for them, but all the food's already provided. Yeah. Sean Taylor, left side. Boy, drew a lot of defense and had an open man. McWilliams missed it. Another rebound for Fresno State. Bulldogs of the Mountain West Conference coach, and in goes to Sean Taylor. He floats it up. He'll knock it down. Mountain West, what do Mountain West teams need to be concerned about with this Fresno State team?
Very talented, very athletic. The tremendous three-point shooting team. They came in 48% from three-point land entering the tournament. Last night they shot 40%. So the three-point shooting, their experience, I think they're one of the top teams in the Mountain West. Nevada is the top team on paper. The champs last year won the regular season and they won the postseason tournament. But Fresno State beat them twice last season. So they're going to be, I think, a force in the Mountain West, which is a terrific conference.
Interior pass bounces out of bounds. Last touch by the defense. Fresno State got a piece of that. 4 seconds on the George Mason shot clock on an underneath inbound. Tell you what, I like Otis Livingston's shorts. He's got the old school shorts on. Yep. Shorties. Ian Boyd in front of the shot clock. Did get a little piece of the rim, so play on. Hopkins got it back. Deshaun Taylor draws defense. Another open look.
Yeah.
It's a couple times that McWilliams couldn't pay it off.
Yep. Johnny McWilliams is getting some shots, just not knocking them down right now.
Up goes Livingston of the short shorts, and that's an offensive foul, and that's going to be the third foul charged to Otis Livingston.
Nice crossover by Otis Livingston. That was close. I don't know if it was there in time. It's the toughest call in the game, that block charge call, Thad. That was a close one.
Fourth foul, and Justin Kier checks in to replace Otis Livingston. I'm sorry, third foul, not fourth foul. It was number 4. Third foul. He's out, and Kier replaces him. Deshaun Taylor, 16 points here in the first half in 16 minutes of play.
He might get 40. As I said, he took that loss on himself. He says, hey, I'm at fault. We lost because of me. They shot 4 for 15. But, hey, he had 5 assists, 5 steals, leading scorer. So he had a decent game. Wasn't on him, but he wants to carry this team tonight, and he's doing it. He might get 40.
Ray Bowles commits the foul. Bowles' first foul. And 6 team fouls committed by Fresno State. 1 more to the bonus. Of course, George Mason, they fouled 7 times before the 10-minute mark of the first half. Been a long time in the bonus for the Bulldogs.
Got to move the defense now if you're George Mason. Swing the basketball, then drive it.
Rising up, flying in. Good rebound effort by A.J. Wilson. Had a tap. Whistle comes, foul, and Deshaun Taylor looks like an innocent man accused of being guilty. He said, me? Still asking a question. You don't mind that from Deshaun Taylor. Just getting his explanation, doing it calmly, and appreciates the input on what happened. First free throw up, and that's Jair Greer at the line. Coming up on AT&T at the half, Evan Washburn, Carlos Boozer, John Rothstein back in our New York studios. Preview the Cancun Challenge Championship game. Tell you their most impressive teams and players so far in the early college basketball season. Then we'll have some highlights. Little interview coming up from AT&T at the half at the Cancun Challenge. There is 34, Terrell Carter. Back to the floor. There goes Bryson Williams. You like him, Coach. I know you've said that. And he's having a nice night. 8 points in 12 minutes. He's got 8 points and 7 boards.
Terrific young player. Got a double-double last night. 11 points, 11 rebounds. He's got a bright future, I think, for Fresno State.
George Mason going to get it back. A couple of rugged efforts defensively and offensively for Fresno State. Is this a seam for George Mason here? Close the gap?
Yeah, hopefully for them. But again, only 8 scholarship players. So they played last night. So we'll see, maybe playing a team last night, a very physical team last night like La Tech. Maybe take a little bit out of them. But
here's a good shot. Justin Kier, nice spot on the floor. Elevates well, puts it down.
Very good player. Had his career best 18 points against Louisville early in the season.
Jamel Taylor gives it back to Deshaun Taylor. Eight seconds on the shot clock. Hopkins all the way to the rim. Nobody sealed off, and Hopkins finds his way to the basket.
Good execution by the Bulldogs.
1 minute left now. We talked about Mountain West and Fresno State. How about the Atlantic 10 and George Mason? What are teams looking for out of the Patriots this year?
Well, they picked 10th preseason, that, as you know, in the poll, but I think they're better than that. They're young. They're going to get better and better. Young backcourt. Otis Livingston II is a junior. He's a very, very good player. And, Gonar Mar is a freshman. He's doing a great job, averaging 15 points a game. Gray is a junior. So a lot of young guys, no senior scholarship guys we mentioned before. So I think they're going to get better and better as the season goes on. They're better than a 10th place finish in the A-10.
Jamel Taylor was battling for that ball, and Gonar Mar picks up the scraps. Inside foul. Greg Calixt, that's a big freshman. That's a freshman forward, Calixt. He's 6'8", 230, big body. He's fouled going to the free throw line.
Rodney Terry saying, hey, we didn't foul. Give us a break. He's got muscles on his muscles. Good-looking guy. Diesel, he's like you. In the weight room, pounding that iron thad, you know, so he looks good.
I think the only similarity we have is I sometimes button the top button of my shirt, too. He's got the collar all the way up, tight neck.
Yeah.
Calixt puts down the free throw. For George Mason, they've now shot 7 free throws in the first half, 5 of 7 from the line. And, you know, the free throws early for Fresno State, they're 5 of 10, but they haven't been there nearly as much. They shot most of those free throws really early in this game, established themselves inside, went back out and shot some threes. Pretty good variety offensively from Fresno State.
Doing a nice job. Offensive rebounding, drives to the basket, knocking down threes. Yeah, you said exactly right. Very versatile offense tonight.
Big, tall rebound by Jaron Hopkins. Man, it'd be fun to jump like that. Sean Taylor looking for somebody. Bowles has it. Winds his way through, missed the shot. And it's taken away by A.J. Wilson. Under 15 now, down to 10 seconds to go in the first half of this third place game of the Cancun Challenge. Fresno State up by 14 with the locker rooms awaiting for AT&T at the half in the Cancun Challenge. Boyd missed it, tipped up. A.J. Wilson, good effort, couldn't get it to go down. And the scoreboard stays 43-29 at the break.
Sean Taylor's focused. He wants this game tonight, and he's playing great. 16 points, 5 for 5, 3 for 3.
Taylor hasn't missed a shot. He goes 5 for 5. The team shoots 51.6%, 16 to 31 from the floor, and it's Fresno State trying to grab a win south of the border. They've got a nice cushion at halftime. It's AT&T at the half of the Cancun Challenge. Terry when leading at halftime. However, what's trending is not good. Last night they led at half. One of only 15 losses in his tenure when leading at half happened last night. Led Evansville by 2 at the break, ended up losing by 2. And there you see the coaching timeline for coach, Texas assistant, Richmond assistant, UMC Wilmington, and Baylor. That's a long road, man. 1996 to 2011, finally got his shot.
Tremendous coach. Rodney Terry took Fresno State to the NCAA tournament 2 years ago for the first time since 2001. It's a long, long drought. Last year he went to the NIT, so he's done a fabulous job at Fresno State. And this year going to be right there. They have a chance to win the Mountain West Conference Championship again.
He changed up the tennis shoes tonight, by the way. They had red tennis shoes on last night. Now the coaches have switched it up, gone to the offset look. Here we go, second half, and George Mason possesses the ball. Marr in, back out, and then turns back in and scores. Jonar Marr, he's an important piece of the puzzle and only had 2 points in the first half. He comes straight out of the locker room and scores.
He's averaging 15 points a game. He's the leading freshman scorer at George Mason in the last 20 years with those 15 points a game right now.
Williams up and good. Bryson Williams. Boy, is that a guy who might... Deshaun Taylor, they have an all-tournament team here at the Cancun Challenge. Either one of those guys deserving of ending up on that final all-tournament group.
Both of them should be. They're both terrific players. Once again, Fresno State's controlling the paint. Thad inside.
45-31. Ian Boyd burst to the basket. A lot of rim, didn't go down, and the tie-up, Bryson Williams will be whistled for a foul on the rebound. Bryson's foul put up, and that will be his first personal.
Not a good foul. He missed a shot. It was halfway down. He got frustrated, and he committed a foul 94 feet from the basket. So not a good decision by the sophomore.
Defending the basketball all the way up here, 1 versus 1. Jaron Hopkins for Fresno State guarding Justin Kier.
They're running the flex right now, which means a lot of screens on the baseline and cuts on the baseline for George Mason.
Kier finds a seam at the free throw line, missed it. Bittner, who has a couple of fouls, fended off Jonar Marr. Good work by Sam Bittner battling for A loose ball. We were talking earlier, Coach, in one of our commercials about the energy and the effort here. A lot of minutes played last night for George Mason's core guys, everybody over 30 minutes. It looks like in the first half, at least, Fresno State had a little more oomph. You see George Mason here in the second half coming out with a little something extra.
A little more fire. But you hit it right in the head. A lot of the players for George Mason played a lot of minutes. Otis Livingston in second played 38 minutes. Justin Kaya 34. Other guys 32, 33. So back-to-back for a team that only has 8 scholarship payers can wear them down.
Again, George Mason, they have a week off after tonight. They don't play until they're at James Madison next Wednesday, so they'll get a week break. They'll leave it all on the floor here south of the border for Fresno State. They do have a Sunday game against Montana State. That's one of the concluding games of the Cancun Challenge. Marr goes up. Good board and basket by Gonar Marr.
Heck of a shot for the freshman.
So Fresno State will face Montana State on Sunday, and then a little later on in December, mid-December, they're going to host Oregon. You just talked about it. Fresno State, they're going to play Montana State. That's going to be a battle. It's going to be a scrap.
Yep, no, Montana State's an excellent team. Halfway down.
Run out. Livingston behind everybody. Well, George Mason not going to go quietly into the Mayan Riviera night. Back within 10.
It's all about the defense for George Mason. They can score, but they got to stop Fresno State, which is not an easy task.
Nice look for Bowles, and he'll take care of business from the right wing three, Ray Bowles. As you've discussed, Coach, Fresno State should have the approach of just wear them down. Even if George Mason makes a little run here early in the second half, Fresno State should have the depth and the deeper available roster to just kind of wear the Patriots.
More experience, deeper, a little bigger, a little stronger, a little more athletic. George Mason's a good team, but I think Fresno State is a really terrific team.
So this could be a coming-of-age game for George Mason, should they be able to fend off that wear down. Jamel Taylor comes back on the floor, number 5 you saw right there, and Terrell Carter, big 34, back on the floor. The kids are getting restless. More of the foot pounding going on these metal bleachers, and the noise factor coming into play, and George Mason brings it back to 11-point deficit.
Ian Boyd, tough, hard-nosed competitor, played football in high school, very rugged player.
Otis Livingston was guarding the ball right there. He's playing with 3 fouls. Traveling violation. Turnover. Fresno State is their 5th of the game. Much cleaner tonight. Each team with 5 turnovers. Not nearly the rate we saw last night for TOs. Deep and down, and George Mason, they're back within 8 now. Livingston.
Yep.
12 points for Otis.
Yep.
5 of 6 from the floor, playing with those 3 fouls.
He's a tremendous three-point shooter. Coming into the game, he's shooting 48% from downtown.
Snap a pass, Carter working around left side. Drive, Bowles. One-hand tomahawk, put it down. How about Ray Bowles? He's got 13 points on 5 of 7 shooting. 13 points for Bowles.
Right now, Fresno State's putting on a clinic offensively. Double team, Carter steps back, swing the ball, wild once, twice. Bowles attacking the basket, send it home. 2 points for the Bulldogs.
Holiday Hoops on CBS Sports Network. The wave happening with the kids in Cancun. 52-42 Fresno State on top. More Holiday Hoops tournament action this Friday. CBS Sports Network live from Florida for the semifinals of the Emerald Coast Classic. 7 o'clock Eastern, New Mexico Lobos taking on TCU. Then later, the Big Ten meets the A-10 when the Bonnies and Terps tip off at 9:30. Holiday Hoops on CBS Sports Network.
You got to watch TCU. Jamie Dixon, their leader, won the NIT last year. They're loaded this year, the Big 12. And Mark Turgeon at Maryland, he does a great job with that team. So tremendous tournament. The Emerald Coast Classic on CBS Sports Network. Be there. Watch it.
Of course, Maryland, a Cancun Challenge champion from a couple of years ago. Purdue last year. So Big Ten took home the last 2 Cancun Challenge titles. And maybe the best thing about the Emerald Coast Classic for all those people there, they inherit one of our key crew members, one of our MVP crew members, Bill Cullen. He goes from here in Cancun to the Emerald Coast Classic. How's he getting those assignments?
Bill does a great job.
High on the list. Spin and a score. Gonar Mar puts that down for George Mason. All right, 8-point game.
This game ain't over yet. It's all about the George Mason defense. Can they get some stops? Because right now, Fresno State shooting much, much too high to win this game.
Dave Paulson has to be thrilled with what's happening out of the locker room. Timeout taken on the floor with the ball down and loose on the floor. A quick TO taken by Jerron Hopkins. It'll stay with Fresno State. They're trying to battle and hold off the Patriots. George Mason pushing their way back within 8 points of Fresno State. Hard Rock Hotel Riviera Maya presents the all-inclusive play of the game. Offense always better when you include everybody.
Here we see a double team in the post. Nice move by the big guy. Steps back. Diagonal pass and one. Ray Bowles in the corner drives. Nice dunk. Tremendous execution by Fresno State. How to handle a double team.
Hard Rock Hotel Riviera Maya all-inclusive play of the game. Rodney Terry, that collar a little tighter now with that top button buttoned. And Dave Paulson out of the George Mason locker room has got to be thrilled with what's going on with these Patriots. What a great answer after a tough first half.
Exactly. Do a great job early in the second half. They're shooting right now. They're at 70%, but they got to get some stops. That's the key to this game, the defense of George Mason.
Working on one now. They've got the Bulldogs working on a short shot clock, and that's a whistle and an offensive foul. A screening issue goes against Jerron Hopkins, or I'm sorry, goes against, did they get that on 5? Jamel Taylor picked it up, I believe. Yeah, so they got it to Jamel Taylor. Had a couple of those where the ball handoff, the guy who hands it off still on the move and runs into a defender.
That's one of the points of emphasis is those moving screens. Can't roll into a guy or bump him. You got to be still. Good call by the officials.
Mara flashes up top. Could get this to 5 points or 6 if they go shorter. That'll try for 5-point deficit. Too strong from Mar.
Yeah, that's not his strength. Not a good shot going on, Mar.
But there's another good sign for George Mason. They earn it back. Marr steps around, little shorter range. This time good, and George Mason, they are in the house. This one's not over, playing for third place at the Cancun Challenge.
That's a shot, not the 38-foot shot from the Caracas, Venezuela.
Jonar Marr, who had 2 points in the first half, now has 8, scoring well in the second.
Get the ball to the big guy. Ooh, as I said, shoot the three.
Great call, Coach. Great call.
You got to play him. You got to make him put the ball on the deck.
That'll help you get to the big guy, though. There, Jamel Taylor, making the defense work everywhere.
Point. No, you're very cerebral when it comes to the X's and O's.
I've been taking my ginkgo. There's Marr working on Carter. Livingston playing with those 3 fouls, and he is chipped and fouled by Jamel Taylor.
We see going on Marr now. Missed a deep shot. Here we see now, nice penetration. They kick, shot fake, boom. Mid-range game, going on Marr, nice shot. We got an answer from Jamel Taylor from way downtown, right in front of the Fresno State bench. Boom, from about 26 feet. Got to make him put the ball on the ground. Terrific three-point shooter.
Nine points now for Jamel Taylor. 3 threes made on 6 tries. Ian Boyd spins and scores. Again, shot clock down to 2. George Mason has gone deep in the shot clock frequently tonight, and Boyd cashes in.
Doing a nice job. Really scoring very, very well. Shooting 67% in the second half.
Foul here. It's McWilliams checking in for Fresno State. So waiting to get on the floor is Johnny McWilliams. The foul for, and there's McWilliams stepping on the court. The foul for Fresno State, Bryson Williams.
It's a big, big game, Thad, as you know, for both teams. This young George Mason team from the A-10 be a giant victory. And for Fresno State, they want to go back to the big dance where they went 2 years ago. This is a big game for their resume for postseason play.
Boyd getting offensive, working on Sam Bittner. Boyd scores.
That's what he does best, Dan. Attack the basket. Very physical, strong player.
In the double digits goes Ian Boyd. 11 points for Boyd. That's the third, or they make it the 4th player with double digits for the Patriots. Interesting release by Deshaun Taylor. He kind of flicks. Not a lot of follow through on that long shot. Lets it go and pulls the hands back. That one misses. Good shooter, good scorer. Interesting delivery style. Kyer sliding through the lane, and foul there. 55-50. George Mason having a second half, battling at the Cancun Challenge. Cut me. Well, the second half, George Mason +9 on the scoreboard after trailing by 14 at the break.
Doing a great job. 21-12, they're outscoring him. They're shooting 71% from the field, doing an excellent job in that area. Got a couple of stars. Going on Mar, we talked about him in the open. He got 10 points, 5 for 8 from the field, 4 rebounds, and Oldridge Livingston the second, 12 points, 5 for 6 from the field, and 2 assists. So the 2 guys we talked about earlier are doing a great job. 2 young players, a junior, Oldridge Livingston the second, and a freshman going on Mar.
Dave Paulson. Kind of looks like a young Pete Gillen, don't you think?
No, much better looking than me. Got a little sunburn. Looks good.
Well, that looks like you. You got a little sun today, Coach.
Not much. Maybe walking from the breakfast to the hotel.
Ooh, deep exhale for Dave Paulson. Man, what a great second half start. And he would love to see his team. You know, there are no moral victories, obviously,
Nope.
but getting to the point where this squad can come out of the locker room and do what they're doing, and if they can sustain this for 20 minutes in the second half, that would be a building block, regardless of the final score. Bittner went down on some moisture there at the baseline. He's all right. That's going to delay things just a little bit. You can see the extra perspiration down here, a humid location to play some basketball.
Yep. Great venue, though. Tremendous place. All the coaches love it. Fans love it. Players are enjoying it a lot. So great tournament.
Hopkins kind of got stuck, almost walked. Bittner pokes it away from Boyd and re-earns possession. No look. Williams from Bowles.
Giant basket for Fresno State. They're up 4, could have been cut to 2 or 1, and now it's 6.
Credit Sam Bittner with the hustle play to regain possession on that end of the floor, and then a nicely executed bit of ball movement to create a easy look. Boyd had a great look, a nice stroke.
It's not his strength, but he had plenty of time. All the defense collapsed on the dribble penetration. They threw it out, and Boyd had a long time to shoot. Nailed it.
Going all Magellan on it.
Ooh.
Pulling out the eyeglass after that. The little scope.
Ooh.
Down goes Sean Taylor, and he's wincing. He's back up running down the floor. Meanwhile, at the other end of the floor, shot missed short from Jair Grayer. We got a 3-point competition here. And Williams got the finish. It was Bittner who got the important takeaway on the other end of the court moments ago.
Great hustle by Sam Bittner, as you mentioned. Throw it inside. Bryson Williams with the flush.
Ray
Great
Bowles,
defense.
his 3rd assist, a sweet no-look. Quick snap across the court, and Williams, man, he had a double-double last night. He's got 12 points and 8 rebounds right now, a couple boards away from 2 double-doubles at the Cancun Challenge.
And he's expanded his game. He can hit the 3-point shot now. He can put it on the ground a little bit better. He's going to get better and better. He's going to be, I think, a all-Mountain West Conference player real soon.
We've had more bodies on the floor in the last 39 seconds of action here. Foul called. I think we got some kind of timing problem going on at the scorer's table. So when you see this little break here, officials are going to be cleaning up something on timing issues. And we'll let them do that while Fresno State leads by 3, 10:38 to go, second half. Triple Crown Sports proud to produce the Cancun Challenge. Whatever your game, basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, treat your team right. Destination locations, signature memories, professional staff. You can get in the game at triplecrownsports.com. That's triplecrownsports.com. Triple Crown presents the men's and women's Cancun Challenges. Thad Anderson with Pete Gillen inside the Hard Rock Hotel Riviera Maya. It's called the Epic Ballroom, the one that we're in here, as George Mason has battled back in this second half from a deep deficit, down by 14 points at the break, and they're within 3. Clock adjustment has been worked on here.
Okay.
It's like we had maybe a clock stop, ticking down 10:38. Let's see what they get. They came over and talked to you, Coach. What'd you hear?
Yeah, just checking to see if they started the clock. They were just checking to see if they started it when the ball was put in play again. Fisher was good enough to come over and tell us what was going on, so just checking to see.
We'll take a look here. You can see the shot clock in red and the game clock to the left of that shot clock. Inbound comes, up the floor it comes, and yeah, clock's not running. So there'll be some seconds taken off. There was a George Mason foul called against Greg Calixt was the most recent thing that happened somewhere in the midst of that clock not running. And so the Calixt foul for George Mason, they have in the second half committed 2 fouls. We got the reverse going on here, Coach, in the second half from what happened in the first half. Fresno State has already committed 7 fouls with 10:38 to go in the second half. The reverse happened first half where George Mason was up to 7 with more than 10 minutes left to go.
Yep, it's a big key. It's a big key to the game.
Okay,
1,
count them off, Coach.
2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 seconds roughly.
Okay, so Pete Gillen says 10:31. Let's see how close. So let's play the Pete Gillen name the time game.
We get into double figures, I was in trouble. I'm glad it was under 10.
10:31 is the guess. You know, and fortunately nobody's doing it here. Sometimes you get this happening and the crowd will get on the official scores table. There are times when you trigger that clock and it doesn't go, or the officials trigger the pack and it doesn't go. It's not always. A lot of people like to just find a way to yell at somebody, so they'll yell at the score table. It's not always those people down there.
Right.
Just FYI.
Yep. No, I appreciate that. You give me some very good, useless information. No, you give me some
a reason not to yell at people.
Good information. Well, I missed it by a second, but got to get it right.
You're a little slow on the count.
Yeah. Here we go. Dave Paulson. A little frustrated. Got to be happy. You said before, team played a great second half so far. Long way to go. 10.5 to go. Anybody's game. 1 possession game.
Yep. 6 freshmen, including 2 redshirt freshmen among those 6. 6 freshmen on the roster for George Mason. 6 players of other classes. Half the roster in their freshman year. And here they are, making a big climb in the second half, putting their way back into a ball game.
Nice out-of-bounds play by Fresno State. Fouled by Greg Calixt, 6'8", 230-pound freshman from Mount Vernon, New York. Great basketball school, Mount Vernon.
And looks like right now they've got Boyd on that one. So Calixt had one a moment ago. Now they've got Ian Boyd with his first foul. And 4 fouls committed by George Mason. Ray Bowles Jr., mouthpiece popping out, waiting for the basketball so he can shoot a couple of free throws here. Bowles at the line today, 1 of 2. The team 5 of 10. They have not shot a free throw yet in the second half. Here's the first one. There's some friendly rim. Rodney Terry, what is he thinking right now?
Well, let's get out of here with a win. Let's win by 1 point. That's all I care about.
What's he seeing out of George Mason here in the second half? And he's got to be drawing up some plans because these guys are coming at him.
I think right now George Mason's outworking him, scrapping a little bit harder. First half it was all Fresno State. Maybe they felt comfortable, and right now, first 9.5 minutes of the second half, George Mason's really scrapping and clawing.
Deshaun Taylor checks back in for Fresno State. Deshaun Taylor, the leading scorer for the Bulldogs, with 16 points.
He's the guy now. He had 5 steals last night. So maybe he can put pressure on the ball, take it away from Grayer.
Marr on the reversal pass, and Jonar Marr puts it down. He wanted the foul on the back end of that, but he gets the 2.
Tough shot. Mid-range game. That's almost a lost art in college basketball. Everybody's launching the threes or trying to take it to the rim.
59-56. Marr's basket makes it a 3-point game. George Mason playing defense.
Switch there. Get the ball back to Jamel Taylor. He can drive.
The drive by Bowles, and Ray Bowles Jr. He takes over top scoring honors with that bucket. He's got 17 in the game on 6 of 8 from the floor.
Doing a great job. He only had 4 points last night, and they lost to Evansville.
Yeah, big turnaround tonight for Bowles. Played 25 minutes last night. He's got 28 in the books right now and 17 points. Boyd feeds it in. Calixt working on the left side, missed the shot, rebounded by Bryson Williams, and Williams now just 1 board away from back-to-back double-doubles at the Hard Rock Hotel Riviera Maya. Shot up. Taylor was chasing that one before it was even off his hand. Missed the shot, rushing himself a little bit.
You got to push it, George Mason. Can't walk it up the court. They get some easy baskets.
Boyd sends it back to Justin Kyer. Kalick's screen for Kyer, missed the shot short, and a rebound foul. Going to stay on this end. They're going to give the foul to Bryson Williams, and there's a guy working hard, and he just got banged into, Greg Kalick. Third foul for Bryson Williams. So 3 fouls for Hopkins, 3 for Williams, 3 for Jamel Taylor for Fresno State. I think got the wind taken out of him, did Greg Kalick. He's took a shot. He's the one who received the foul from Bryson Williams. Gathering himself. It is single bonus. 8 fouls committed by Fresno State. Single bonus right here for the freshman forward from Mount Vernon, New York. 6'8", 230. Imposing figure, takes the line. Got it. Important free throws all the way now for everybody, and that's 7 of 11 from the stripe tonight for George Mason. And for Greg Kalick, he's hit 2 out of 3.
They're in a bonus, as you mentioned, so it's a big factor in this game.
Bank that one home.
I want you to know the banks are open in Cancun at 20-8. Make a deposit. Get some interest.
On the eve of Thanksgiving, no less.
That's right.
Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, to all you joining us as we send you our wishes from Hard Rock Hotel Riviera Maya. Spin by Bryson Williams, and he just keeps going. Williams has 14 points. Deshaun Taylor has 16. Ray Bowles has 17. 3 guys firmly in double digits for Fresno State, and they put themselves back up by 5. Ticking now 2 and under. 8 minutes left in this third place contest of the Cancun Challenge. Lefty 3 on the way. Short front iron missed by Javon Green. The freshman guard had a look. Chance to build the lead back now for Fresno State, trying to fend off the Atlantic 10's George Mason Patriots.
The switch by George Mason at the border. Ray Bowles Jr. I think he can drive it on Gonamar.
Full utilization of the shot clock on this possession. All the way down to 4 seconds. Bittner in the corner. Sam sends it up. Too strong. And a reset shot clock. Rodney Terry says pull it out. And run it again. Weaving up top. Taylor takes it from Williams. Williams against Kalick. And a foul. That'll be free throws for Bryson Williams heading back to the line. He hasn't been there yet tonight. Needs a couple here to pad this 5-point lead. Checking back in now, Coach, on what we talked about at the start of tonight's game. The winning formula for Fresno State and for George Mason.
Well, Fresno State knocked down a free throw. Still not good. 7 for 12. control the paint. They are doing that. 32 paint points is terrific. Get hot from three-point land. George Mason, a little better than last night, 4 for 25, 6 for 16, and gang rebound, 24. They're doing a nice job on the boards. They're only down 1 in the rebounding department to Fresno State. So
free throws coming up for Bryson Williams. Last night, a double-double with 11 points, 11 boards. He's back in double-double territory tonight with 14 points and 10 rebounds. Bryson Williams, back-to-back double-doubles.
Doing a terrific job. Very talented. Pounds the offensive glass. You got to box him out. Nice pass. Johnny McWilliams misses it. Throwing it home. Bryson Williams, one of the top sophomores in the Mountain West Cal. Look at his spin move. Wow. Nice soft touch. Young man from Fresno, California. A homegrown guy. And a terrific player. There's Deshaun Taylor. Transfer from the University of Washington.
Williams, his first free throw of the night, is off the mark. Free throw line now for Fresno State tonight. They're 7 of 13 from the stripe, just under 54%, not good enough. That will raise the percentage. Now 8 for 14 from the line as Williams hits 1 of 2 and puts his tally now to 15 points in the game and puts the lead back to 6 points for Fresno State.
They drive the basketball, try to get fouled.
That foul that sent Williams to the line, by the way, was the third on Greg Calixt. 3 fouls for Calixt. He is the second Patriot with 3 fouls, along with Otis Livingston.
A lot of switching up top by George Mason. Some mismatches. Look to drive the ball now if you're Fresno State.
Working in the paint, 3 seconds showing on that shot clock. Ray Bowles Jr. now 19 points on the night.
But a great night. Last night only 4 points, so big difference. The transfer from the University of Pacific.
Gonar Mar goes deep and hits 3 and brings his team back within 5. Gonar Mar on his 3rd try of the night from deep hits his first 3. 7 of 10 overall from the floor, 15 points.
Tremendous player. I mean, he was recruited by Iowa State and Xavier, 2 high-level programs, and very talented freshman. Move the ball now. Don't stand around if you're George Mason. No foul if you're Fresno State.
Mar has it in his hands again. Missed it. Williams fighting with him, and going to be a foul called against Bryson Williams. That will be Williams' 4th personal foul.
That's a big foul for Bryson Williams. I think he's going to come out of the game now.
They've got Terrell Carter waiting to check in. Carter, he'll get to come in now. This is being called a single bonus. 1-and-1. It's the 6th foul committed by. That's not true. Fresno State's already got. Yeah, they got 9 committed. That's right. So Fresno State, their 9th foul, and they check in the sub right here. Mar sends it up, got it, and he earns the 2nd. So 9 fouls committed by Fresno State. George Mason has committed 5. Take 2 more to send the Bulldogs to the bonus. But Ray Bowles Jr. has demolished his previous career high in points. 12 was his previous best for Bowles against UC Santa Cruz earlier this season. And tonight, 19 points, 7 points better right now than his previous career high in scoring.
A great job. Going on Mar for George Mason is having a great night also. 17 points for the freshman.
Fresno State, they have multiple times now coming down the stretch been content to use deep shot clock. Up it goes, and that's a great possession. Use a bunch of clock and cash in 2, Jerron Hopkins.
Nice floater off the glass. I don't know if he meant to do that, but we'll take it.
Ian Boyd up to Mar. Gonar going to drive on Terrell Carter. Believes he can out-quick the big man, and down in a heap in the lane. Hopkins, a look of incredulity on his face.
Gonar Mar is too quick for Terrell Carter. Nice penetration, goes by him, just can't finish. Yep, good call.
Oof.
Yep, went off.
Glad everybody
Ron
came out
Hopkins'
okay.
leg. Yep, good call by the officials.
I think Hopkins thought he was going to be charged with a foul for a moment there. He's got 3 personals, and then as things sorted out, he pointed and said, "Did it bounce off of me?" They said, "Yep," and his face immediately improved because he didn't want that 4th foul.
No questions. Ronnie Terry coaching his guys up. He knows it's a big game. Got to win every one you can.
In goes Livingston, tried to wrap around, and the defense shut him down.
Yep.
Fresno State, good stand under the basket. Carter pounds it, sends it up. And Rodney Terry has let his guys know we're not going to be shooting quickly here. Take your time. Big double pump, E-Uno, and a flex down by Deshaun Taylor.
Deshaun Taylor's got the ball in isolation. He goes by Kaya. Nice in traffic. Terrific finish. Look at the flex. He's got guns. He's got missiles. He's got pythons. Nice penetration. Can really drive the ball. Can finish in traffic. Terrific shot. And the pose. It's all about how you look.
That foul for George Mason. Ian Boyd, his 2nd personal foul. Boyd with 16 points and 6 rebounds in this game. Just committed the foul. And the 2+1 converted. So Fresno State pushing their way back out now, up by 8. Got down to as few as 3 points here moments ago. The lead, George Mason pressing Fresno State in the second half. Gonar Morris scored 15 points in this half. Of his 17, 15 have come here in the second half. Livingston blocked by Carter and a foul. Going to get free throws on the other side of a timeout. 3:51 to go.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Bon Voyage DMC, the trusted transportation partner for the Cancun Challenge. And by tallorder.com, fit to stand tall.
Championship game coming up next on CBS Sports Network from the Cancun Challenge. And get an eyeful of this guy, Ryan Taylor, for the Purple Aces of Evansville. A game-winning shot in the semifinals with 8 seconds to go in the game, breaking a tie score, putting in the 2. And Evansville knocks off Fresno State. They will take on Louisiana Tech in the title tilt of the Cancun Challenge. That comes up about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. George Mason and Fresno State on CBS Sports Network.
Be a great game. Great game. Stick with us.
Over 23 points per game for Ryan Taylor. Jalen Harris for Louisiana Tech at 19 points per game. Look at those numbers. Early season start for those guys. Hot. And Evansville, you know, by the book, that was an upset last night. They overachieved a little bit, but they are now 5-0 on the season, and Louisiana Tech 4-0.
Exactly. And they got Ryan Taylor, one of the best players in the country that people don't know a lot about, getting 23 points a game.
Livingston's first free throw of the night, and the Patriots need these, and he obliges. Livingston good on the first. Here comes another for Otis. He's got now 13 points in the game. 4 different Patriots in double-figure scoring. And by the way, Jair Greer, 10 points, 8 rebounds. It's a team-high 8 boards. He's a couple of rebounds away from his own double-double. Good work at the line for Livingston.
2-possession game. Anybody's contest.
Yep, he's going to take it down to the nubs here on the opening game of a doubleheader tonight. Bowles extends on his career high night. Now 21 points. He is 8 of 11 from the floor.
Too easy. Poor defense that time by the Patriots. No help at all, and he blew by his man.
Boyd with Bittner wrapping around him. Livingston is fouled on a 3 shot. And Deshaun Taylor, that's the guy who made the contact. That would be the second foul for Taylor.
Skip. Taylor was helping out. Yep, got him in the head. No question about it. Great camera work by our crew. They swing it. Deshaun Taylor was in the lane to help out. See his head snap back. Got him in the head.
Our thanks to Comtech TV out of Monterrey, Mexico, providing our production facilities for the Cancun Challenge. Federico Bobadilla, our El Jefe #1. El Jefe Uno is Federico's name. Juan Carlos Salas, Roberto Perez, thanks to all the crew with Comtech. As you said, Coach, good work from the camera angles. 3 free throw trip here for Livingston. He missed the first, got the second. And again, appreciation to all the crew, especially our U.S.-based crew who worked us in around Thanksgiving. Andy Bach, our producer, Martin Tarr, our director, and the entire cast of, yeah, you can call them characters, out getting this thing done. 73-67 our count now after the free throw trip from Livingston. He's got 16 points in the game.
Got a mismatch now. I get the ball back to your best player, Deshaun Taylor. Let him go to work.
Up goes Hopkins. That missed everything. Shot clock ticking down. Corner, Bowles. Marr has the rebound. His 6th of the night.
Could push it if you're George Mason. Good job.
Nice job of resetting himself by Jair Greer. He had a little bit of a mishandle on the ball, and then he stopped himself long enough to reverse side, score the points. Timeout called by Fresno State. Tight one. Hard Rock Hotel Riviera Maya, beautiful all-inclusive host of the Cancun Challenge. Enjoy a rock star getaway, lavish rooms, world-class dining, stunning tropical views. Start your all-inclusive experience at hrhrivieramaya.com. That's where we are. That's where you should be throughout the year, maybe next year for the Cancun Challenge. Thanks for joining us tonight on CBS Sports Network. Thad Anderson with Pete Gillen at the Hard Rock Hotel Riviera Maya. Coaches are coaching them up right now with a 4-point game and 2.5 minutes left to go. What are the conversations in those huddles?
Well, once again, a nice job, I think, by George Mason coming back. But I think Rodney Terry's saying, hey, let's get the ball to Ray Bowles, Jr., who's our 6'5 transfer from Pacific. He's got 21 points. He's on fire. I don't think Ian Boyd can stay in front of him, so swing it, right, and attack the ball. You might look inside to Bryson Williams, too. You don't want to take a 3 unless you're wide open. Shot selection is crucial now for Fresno State.
Yeah, as the Bulldogs have done throughout the second half. Deliberate offense. Shot clock milking. 5 seconds. Nice adjustment underneath. Duck. And Deshaun Taylor. That's an important basket for the Bulldogs.
Great shot by Deshaun Taylor. Second team All Mountain West Conference selection last year, and I think he's got a chance to be first team All Mountain West this season.
Boyd is fouled on his way up, and that double bonus and a shooting foul nonetheless. So a couple of free throws coming up.
Deshaun Taylor now. Shot clock's winding down. Ty's a pretty good defender. Nice crossover, goes by him. Up. Nice pump fake. Chuck Daly would be proud. The violent pump fake. Shoulder ball. Defense goes up. You go under. Nice job.
Third foul for Ray Bowles. 3 fouls for Bowles, and Ian Boyd heads to the free throw line. He's not been there yet tonight. It's his first. Need them all. From the line in the second half, George Mason now 10 of 12 from the stripe here in the second half, 83%.
Free throws win a lot of games. You don't get a lot of publicity. They're not on TV in the highlights, but win a lot of games. Just get the points. No matter how you get them, get them.
Fresno State lost from the line last night among a couple of places. 5 of 14 from the stripe in that 2-point loss. And the Bulldogs in a battle here with George Mason. The Mountain West and the Atlantic 10 tangled up in Cancun. Boyd up for the board.
Great defense by Gonar Mar.
7th rebound for Ian Boyd, along with 18 points. Great night for Ian. He's been an energy guy, stats guy, spin. Kyer too strong, and Hopkins took it away. Ticking down to 1:15 to go. Second half, 4-point game, and Fresno State will gladly burn down some time.
Be patient, take your time. I think they're going to go into Bryson Williams inside. Get him the ball inside.
You see the timeouts on your score strip at the bottom of your screen. George Mason still with 3. Fresno State has 1 timeout remaining. Under 1 minute to go. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hopkins, yep, double dribbled, and that's a turnover. Little disruption on his dribble. That is the 8th turnover of the night for Fresno State. Fairly clean with the basketball. Only 6 turnovers tonight for George Mason. This has been a well-handled game.
Exactly, a clean game. Both teams are taking pretty good care of the ball, but that was a big turnover by Fresno State.
There is Rodney Terry. He's got to set up some defense now as his team leads by 4. And who are they looking at from the George Mason huddle?
I think right now they're looking for Otis Livingston the second. I'd like to run a ball screen for him. Fresno State will probably switch. Now you have isolation, a big guy from Fresno State trying to guard a small guard for George Mason. I think Otis Livingston the second can drive and get fouled. He's a terrific free throw shooter. You don't want to shoot a 3 unless you're wide open, Ted. 2-possession game, all right, and you get plenty of time. And I think for Fresno State, hey, don't foul. All right, maybe they don't want to switch on some of these ball screens, which they do a lot. Just don't foul. The active hands, play smart. Don't foul a jump shooter. And wrap up the rebound, wrap up the possession. And you come down, there's still plenty of time left. Run the clock. I would go inside to Bryson Williams. They can't guard him inside. Terrific scorer inside for Fresno State.
Bryson Williams back in there. He's playing with 4 fouls. That's the only player with 4 fouls for either team, by the way, Bryson Williams. Inbound, Justin Kyer will get it in, and it'll be Otis Livingston bringing it up. 2-possession game here. Bulldogs leading, playing defense. Patriots to Mar. Gonar puts it back out. 3 on the way. Livingston, no good. Big rebound by Bowles. There's Ian Boyd on the foul.
Coach Paulson wasn't happy with that shot.
Third foul for Ian Boyd. And 7 fouls just in time. They commit their 7th to create the single bonus. That'll stop the clock and send Fresno State to the line. This is a good time to have the 1-and-1. Fresno State has not been good from the line, and they can get some misses. Patriots, and they can see these misses on the front end. Give them a few more possessions.
Got to box out now if you're George Mason. 1-on-1.
That guy's been good from the line, though. Last night he hit 3 of 3 down the stretch, did Taylor. He's 5 of 6 now from the stripe tonight, and 22 points. That is a game high, 1 more than his teammate Ray Bowles. Yep, 5 for 6 from the stripe. That's now 10 of 16 overall from the line for Fresno State. But this half, they've hit 5 out of 6 free throws, shooting it well here down the stretch, and not this time. Yep. 5-point game.
Don't need a 3 unless you're wide open. You need 2 possessions.
Livingston takes it all the way to the rack, puts it down, and a timeout taken by George Mason. Back to a one-possession game, 76-73 Bulldogs.
Big basket now. Nice rebound by Greer. Otis Livingston, a second, pushes it up. Nice behind his back, weaves through traffic, wheels and deals, spins. Oh my, heck of a shot. Big basket for the junior.
Otis Livingston, the junior guard from Linden, New Jersey. He is tied for team high honors with Ian Boyd, 18 points apiece for those guys. Livingston 6 of 9 from the floor, 2 of 3 from three-point range, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Livingston putting on a fine performance here at the Hard Rock Hotel Riviera Maya, and Dave Paulson chalking it up over here.
Yep, what he's saying, probably go to a man-to-man, trap the first pass. They get out of the trap, we got a foul. 22.8 seconds to go. We're down one possession, 3 points. So get a trap, try to get a steal. If not, we got a foul. No matter who it is, got a foul right away. Don't have the luxury to pick out who we want to foul. Not enough time.
Dave Paulson even dry erase markers with explosive energy. I mean, that guy just brings it all the time.
Yeah, very intense. He makes Coffee nervous. Very intense.
And he is
terrific
looking at his squad making a great answer after being down by 14 at halftime. They're within 3. They got to play defense right now. Into Jamel Taylor. And there's the foul. A couple of Patriots trying to get to him, and the whistle does come. That'll be Jair Greer with his 3rd foul. The second half has been better in this game for Fresno State. They're 5 of 7 in the second half, but still overall they're leaving too many points hanging around at the free throw line. Last night 5 of 14 from the stripe. Tonight now 11 of 18 if you add that most recent by Jamel Taylor. Taylor had a little struggle at the line earlier tonight. Missed his first couple. He was short on his shot. Now in crunch time, he got them both. Great visit by Jamel Taylor, the senior guard from Los Angeles. 5-point game now. A couple possessions. The margin for Fresno State.
Go to the hoop now. Otis Livingston the second. Attack the basket.
Did it last time. Poked away. There's a steal from Deshaun Taylor. Hopkins hands it off to Taylor. Goes into Marr, the foul, and that should be a clincher. And the guy who was stealing him last night, he gets a clutch steal, Deshaun Taylor.
Big steal. Got 5 steals last night. Great defense by Deshaun Taylor. It was nice flick from behind. No foul. Push it ahead. Ron Hopkins could have taken it out. Run the clock out, but it doesn't matter. 5-point lead. Big win for Fresno State. See, last night, 5 of 14. Much better tonight. Still not great. It's 13 for 20. Yeah, made the shots down the stretch. Clutch down the stretch at 65% tonight. Big improvement.
Yeah, this half,
38%
Fresno State
night.
8 of 10 from the free throw line and 11 of 13 for George Mason the second half. So each team has been really good at the free throw line. Deshaun Taylor missed the second one. 79-73, last few seconds winding down from the Cancun Challenge. Block by Bryson Williams, and that will put a cap on the 3rd win of the season for Fresno State. Their record now 3-2. Rodney Terry shakes the hand of Dave Paulson, and the 3rd place game goes to Fresno State by 6 points over George Mason.
Great win by Fresno State. Come back after a tough game last night, a heartbreaking loss to Evansville. Big win. I thought George Mason grew up, did a heck of a job coming back and playing his talented Fresno State to the wall.
Well, for the Cancun Challenge, that sets up the championship game, which will feature Evansville and Louisiana Tech. That comes up about 30 minutes from now on CBS Sports Network. Congratulations to Fresno State on tonight's win, and thanks to both of these teams for making the trip down to Cancun. George Mason comes up short by 6 points tonight. Best of luck